Yo, hey folks. Alright, so I'm going to talk about a movie that I really enjoy. And that's even an understatement of what I just said. It's a very simple movie. It's part ghost story, part slasher, I would think. And it's always had replay value in my life. So since a kid till now, at the age of 31, I watch this movie all the time. Especially during Halloween season, but fuck it. You know, this movie can be played during any season. I think it's a very effective film. It's creepy when it needs to be, and it's fun when it's also... It's fun when it needs to be, but it's not really a fun movie. It's not like Return of the Living Dead type of fun, but... and it's done by one of the masters of the genre, John Carpenter. And if you already know what I'm talking about, then you know I'm referring to The Fog. Okay, this movie here is badass. Alright, it's old school at its finest, and it's a very much like John Carpenter's salute to Val Lewton, the old films of Val Lewton. But anyhow, it's pretty much it's a simple story, you know. It's like a seaside town village. You know, seaside town is celebrating its bicentennial, or you know, its history of when it was discovered. And around that same time, fog bank rolls into the town, and a lot of numerous bizarre things begin to happen. Everything from setting off car alarms to things just cracking and breaking in people's houses or in the store and whatnot. But along with that comes the ghosts of a leper colony that were killed by they were the original settlers of the band of Antonio Bay. But another group of settlers murdered them and claimed it their own. So this time they're back out, you know, for blood. And I just gotta say, everything right down to the detail of the ghosts, which you don't actually see the ghosts in full detail. It's like silhouettes with red eyes, but still, they're fucking creepy beyond belief. And the whole idea of just seeing their silhouettes and not seeing the whole actual detailed product of them is, I think, was kind of genius for making it really work and creepy. There's still a lot of scenes in this movie that still make me jump, like the typical John Carpenter jolt, you know, and it still gets me every time, you know. But yeah, and this movie also has a great cast. You know, you got Tom Atkins, Jamie Lee Curtis, Agent Barbeau, Janet Leigh. I mean, what's not to like here? Nancy Loomis. So, you know, it's cool to see some of the characters from his previous movie Halloween recycled again in this, but they play different characters, and that's a refreshing start. I always love Nancy Loomis. I think she's always playing a fun character, either it be Annie Brackett or her character in this, the secretary to Janet Leigh. And you know, the movie, it moves at a good brisk pace. It's never boring, not in my opinion. And, you know, it comes down to the head of when the fog really does get into the town. Some of the people are trapped at the church. And Angela Barbeau, the main character, who's a radio DJ at a lighthouse radio station off a bit of ways away, is trapped out there. And she wants her son to be safe. So she tries to find help for her son. And, yeah, so that's pretty much the plot of it. But, man, this movie is just seethes with atmosphere. And it just oozes with creepiness, you know, all at once, with the atmosphere and everything. And even the dread. And, yeah, I mean, I think everything right down to the leper colony ghosts are great. And the acting's pretty damn good. The action in it's pretty damn good. You know, it's got a lot of things going for it. And I know a lot of people who see this film and they see, oh, the 1979, 1980 copyright date, they're like, oh, it's outdated, you know. You know, maybe some styles from then to now are outdated, but I think this movie still, hands down, is masterfully told and done. I mean, for instance, look, what year was it when the remake came out? 2004, 2005? And that was absolute piece of shite. It was shit, you know? It was a turd. And, you know, no modern technology could have fixed that whatsoever. So John Carpenter did it the correct way the first time, and that's all I gotta say about that. If you're a big fan of The Fog, John Carpenter's The Fog, comment below, or even if you're not a big fan of that particular work of his. But I think it's definitely one of his best works, one of his best films. And again, like, a great score. has an awesome score to it. I love the ending, the very fucking last frame of film, when the priest gets whacked with the sickle by the leper colony. I love the music, the ending, the ghosts themselves with their hooks and whatnot, and the knives. I mean, everything about it was just badass. And like I said, it was a cool tribute to old school Hollywood horror, like Val Lewton and his supernatural films and stuff like that. So anyhow, that's all I gotta say about The Fog. It's a fucking amazing film. If you ever see it on Netflix streaming or Amazon Prime or whatever, you got to check it out. Okay? And don't get confused for that bullshit remake that came out, because that movie's a fucking joke. Okay, well, that's all I gotta say. Peace.